Right, here we go. Here we go. I'm very happy today. Right, week 11. Week 11 of this project. First things first. It's the 8th of February today, right? 8th of February 2026, right? Now, it was 2 years ago on this day, right? So back in 2024, that was the end of my chemotherapy, right? So fuck, what a journey. The end of the chemotherapy. This was back on topic, right? This was the point in which my body could start healing itself, right? Yeah, it was a very nice day to have that end and like kind of start something new. So yeah, so happy anniversary to happy anniversary to my body. I was trying to think about this. I can't remember exactly what I was doing in February, right? But what I do know is I did start riding on my my indoor trainer, just wanting to see what I could do, right? Yeah, it wasn't too much. 15 kilometers was my limit, right? That was yeah, that was all I could do, and that was it. Like one day, yeah, I remember riding the 15 kilometers and getting off that thing and just first of all dripping with sweat, right? And just exhausted. Yeah, that was yeah, that was. I mean, it was an achievement, right? So, during these since that day, during these last 2 years, it's very much been a journey, right? When you really want something, you can make it happen. Okay, this is the thing. This is something that I believe so much. When someone really wants to do something, everything else just falls away, and you're focused, and yeah, you just make it happen. So the first thing was the first thing that I wanted to do, right, was ride into Brighton. Okay, so from London to Brighton. This was something that I actually did. I've done it before, but it was something purposefully that I did before I went in for surgery, to have the chemo, to have the chemo removed, the cancer removed, not the chemo. I was trying to think what the fuck it was. To have before the surgery. Let me start this again. Before the surgery, okay, to have the cancer removed. I went down to Brighton on the bike, so from London to Brighton. This was something that I did on purpose, you know, just as like kind of a marker to say, right, this is what I could do. Now I need to work back to that, right? So getting down there, doing the ride from London to Brighton, after going through all the shit that I went through with that anyone has to go through when they get diagnosed with cancer. Yeah, it's a real head fuck. But yeah, so getting down to Brighton was something that I wanted to do. Okay, because it was to prove to myself, like, you know, okay, I've been through all that shit. Now this is what I could do. Let me do it. So yeah, it was a huge milestone to get down there. Then not being happy with one achievement, one difficult achievement. Let's turn it into something else. Let me ride down to Brighton and ride back to London. Okay. So that was the next milestone. Then it was Paris, riding to Paris, right? That was something that I originally started talking about with a couple of friends. Funny enough, when we were riding down to Brighton, we were talking about going to Paris. But then, years go by. Nothing happens. Distractions. You lose the momentum. Really, you lose the focus. You forget about it, and all this. So, making the decision to actually go to Paris. That was something that I wanted to do. Right. So yeah, get down to Newhaven, get an overnight ferry, and then Dieppe, getting off at Dieppe, and in the morning, and then just go and get to Paris later that afternoon. That was fucking awesome. But yeah, like I said, very emotional when I got there. Actually, yeah, there was some tears. Then. Riding to making the choice, the conscious decision of, okay, let me ride down to Lisbon. Why not? Fucking hell. That was whatever was going through my mind. But it was I was on a good run, yeah. Like one thing after another achieved, and then you just get confidence in yourself. You think, fuck, I can do anything. Let's go. Yeah, but there's a difference, right? There's a real difference. Doing one day events are fine, yeah. Riding down to Brighton, riding to Brighton and London, to Paris. Excuse me. Yeah, these one day events are something, right? They're achievements, right? But when you're doing back to back, like ultra endurance events, it really does separate the men from the boys, right? So that was the experience of let me try getting to Lisbon. Okay, now of course I didn't make it. I don't. If you were to ask me on the day when I was going down there, will you make it? I'm sure I would have said yes. But deep down, I don't think. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, this is the reason why I'm doing this. Yeah, these videos, just to document this journey, because the thing is now I know what's expected of me. Yeah, I know what it's like. Riding your bike is one thing, but then pushing yourself to the absolute limit, to your absolute breaking point, and then doing it again is something else, right? And this is now what I know. So I've got the drive, I've got the determination, and the focus of getting this done, right? All I've got to do is put the work in. Really, that's it. This is what I'm doing now. This is work. So easy, right? Right, now back to something Well, it was. Yeah. I was gonna, yeah, no, I was gonna say on a lighter note, but it is. I mean, I'm having a good time anyway. Um, First of all, I'm so fucking glad to be out of January. So it's January is difficult, difficult. Every day is difficult. Yeah, there's no break. It's 31 days of torture, right? For bike couriers. Um, Now we're out of January. Now we have a bit more sunlight. Okay, the days don't end at like fucking 3 o'clock or something. Yeah, so it is better. Generally speaking, the temperatures are a bit warmer, um, but there is definitely more jobs to be had, right? When you're out. So yeah, overall the physical and the mental cost of being outside riding your bike for work is less when you're out of January. Okay. Of course, this is England. It can still be cold, right? But typically, you'd be maybe 1 or 2 days of the week. Yeah. January typically is 5 days of the week. Yeah, every day it's cold. Yeah, happy to be out. Happy to be starting a new month. Yeah, that's it. Now let's get on to let's get on to how the week went. Right. Right. So we this is the heart rate data for the week. I'm actually thinking of stopping collecting this. The thing is it's not really. There's no reference point, right? Like it's nice to see. Okay, let's have a look at the chart. Right, it's nice to see. Yeah, I mean it's funny how the figures are almost exactly the same from one week to the next, right? But I've got there's no reference point, so there's no. Take this for example. So I've got. I don't think I can. Well, let's go back to the. So I spent on Tuesday, right? I spent 31% of the time in zone one. Okay. But how much power was I putting out? That's the thing. It's just this is starting to become just a number with nothing else to go against it, right? So I'm thinking to stop worrying about, or not worrying, but stop collecting this data. But yeah, because this is more important, right? The distance. Well, in fact, this is the most important thing. Distance for the week. So we repeated the week. The funny thing was Monday. Fucking hell, Monday was well, the week was rainy, right? I think Wednesday was a beautiful day, but the week was really like raining each day, right? And Monday went out. When it got to about 12 o'clock, I always have a look to see what distance I've done, right? And it said something like 20 kilometers, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Because I accidentally paused the phone. So I was thinking, okay, how the fuck else am I? Because I don't want to just waste the rest of the week. Yeah. So what the fuck else am I going to do? So I just went for time, right?
I kind of knew what average speed I'd be doing, yeah, of a week. Um, 14.6 is more or less what, like, we look at the week previous, and that is the lowest point, right? So I thought, okay, the least average speed I'm going to have is 14.6. So that means if I do 10 hours work, then I'm guaranteed to be over 135. So that was the logic behind it, yeah. So I just thought, fuck it, let me just do 10 hours, which I did. So nice and round, 146. It was probably a lot more than that, actually. But anyway, because I wanted to keep this week as good, yeah. I wasn't gonna highlight this whole thing in red again, just because of one simple mistake. There was another option. Okay, so that's that. So we hit the targets. Each one is in the plus, which is good. Friday was wanting to come back, but still got it done, and that's it. Just on a side note, so the jobs, when I was saying about how difficult January is, right? So we had 68 jobs that whole week, right? And doing more or less the same distance, 91. So that's like, what, 20%, something like that, 20% increase from one week to the next, even though the distance is the same, right? That's January. This is February. So fuck yeah, I'm glad to be out of January. Yeah. And which one? That looks a bit more green. There we go. Success. And then jump into week 2.
So there we go. All good things. All good things come to those in the end. Although it was painful, yeah, to repeat the week. I think it was really quite important that I did that, right? It was a difficult decision to make, but history told me that it's just going to repeat itself. The same thing of not achieving what I want to achieve, right? So making that difficult decision now makes the whole process a bit more easier. Respecting myself, in knowing who I am, what I can do, proving it to myself, giving myself the confidence and belief in my abilities, right? But also respecting the process, right? Of the structure of keeping the distance targets, right? Because they're only going to increase. That's the thing. So so doing that, repeating the week, keeping the respect both for myself, for everything. This is now the standard. Okay, so this now makes decisions easier. It keeps the focus. There's no coming back when you're like 5 kilometers short, 3 kilometers short, whatever. It's a case of like looking and saying, right, this is what I have to do, and knowing it, accepting it in myself. Let's fucking get it done. That's it. So tomorrow's Monday. We go into week 2 of this process. So 85% of the 85% of the, what do I call it now? The ceiling? My limit? Something? 85%. Anyway, 153 kilometers each day. I think that's quite fitting that it's over 10 times more than what I was doing 2 years ago. Wow. It's amazing what the body can do. So let's fucking go, right?